Hello, hello, everyone. Patriot 5 here with Patriot 6 sitting over there. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, real guys, don't know what the show is going to be. Don't know how long it's going to be. If I say I got to go because our lights are not good. We're getting ready to have a major storm. It's hotter than a Wells digger behind. So I just wanted to let you know, just in case I say, hey, I got to go. It has nothing to do with the show. It has nothing to do with you guys. It's just that I'm sick and tired of the weather. And I'm going to discuss the weather, and I'm sick and tired of other things. I'm looking at Bill Woods here. Last Wednesday, gas was $3.41. And Thursday morning, it raised to $3.99. It's the same thing here. I got it for $3.34 last week. My daughter got it today for $3.99. And that was only because she used my card and was able to get 10 cents off a gallon. I'm going to go into details of my feelings about this. And I'm not happy with the gas. I'm not happy with the price of food. And I'm going to go into detail, but I want to say the pledge, play the music, and talk to the kids. And then we'll get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt as love is there. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me, and I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt this is
You need to just challenge that call. You don't have a challenge that. You challenge the call that was straight down the middle of the lane. Oh my God. Look at that. Anyway. God bless the USA. You know, I was talking to someone today, everybody, and as I was speaking to them, I got talking about playing this song. And I got saying, Janet, Jeffrey, and Carrie, Lynn, Ian, Bill, Myrna. I got thinking that I play this song, and I've had a lot of people send me messages. Will you play that song? I'm from Canada. You play that song. I'm from England. And we do have people like this. And the one gentleman we have from England is not the guy that did it. It was someone else a while back. But they said, you play Proud to be an American. I am proud to be an American. And I don't like to use it's my show. But what I've always told people, Bill Woods and Janet, I've always told them, Papa G, that when I'm on and I say I'm proud to be an American and I sing this song as it's going on, if you're from Canada or England or Japan or China or Ukraine or Russia, wherever you're from, when it's proud to be an American, sing proud to be yours country. We just sing it here because we're Americans. And that it has nothing to do, Joe Phillips, with being prejudiced. Now, before I go any further and talk to the kids, look at my granddaughter give me. Isn't this cute? Woo, woo, woo. Anyway, they're getting ready to go on vacation tomorrow. They're all happy, Joe. Before I go any further, Janet, you were supposed to remind me of something tonight. It's somebody's birthday tomorrow. Is it Jeffrey's birthday tomorrow? Ron said he thought it was Jeffrey's. But I don't want to sing to the wrong person. So whose birthday is tomorrow? I'll wait for the response. Jeffrey, if it is yours, don't be afraid to say it. Nope, not Jeffrey's. Hello, John. Come on, guys, help me out. Whose birthday is tomorrow? Huh? Myrna, whose birthday is tomorrow? Mine was Bill Woods. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bill Woods. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of yous. And a special happy birthday. Bill, why didn't you tell me Wednesday night it was your birthday? Oh, but anyway, I got it sing tonight. Now Myrna could come on and sing it. She probably sings it better. You're welcome, Bill. So anyway, we got a message from Super Jimmy today. The reason he hasn't been on lately is because they haven't had internet. We hope and pray, Jimmy, you get your internet back so you can come on. I hope everybody's doing good, and I hope you knew eventually brother and sister got there today, and everything's going good. Guys, I want to tell you a little something here about Jim. Since his son Larry has died, he's taken in Larry's fiance, Sarah. He's taken her in and given her a home. She's expecting a boy and a girl, twins, in October. So everybody keep your prayers for Sarah. Jim has also taken in two little boys who was mistreated and bouncing from house to house, and they wanted to stay together. And he's taken in them. And now he went to his aunt's funeral the other day. And going to his aunt's funeral, there was a little boy and a little girl, and they are just as cute can be. And they were supposed to take control of them. So he's doing his part for humanity and for children. Is it Karen's birthday too? Happy birthday to you tomorrow, Karen. Happy birthday to you tomorrow, Karen. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We hope you have many, many more. Man, we just singing fools tonight, or maybe just fools. But that's what it's all about when your family supersedes everybody. So anyway, Jimmy, I hope everything's going good. You got a lot of big family now. I hope Grandpa's doing good, and and your dad and the whole family. Sarah and Gracie. And for some reason, Jimmy, I just can't remember the little girl's name. We'll just call her your little sister. Patriot 11. This is a young boy that I really think a lot of. I wish I could talk to him a little more. I know Grandma will get me talking to him before the summer's over. He'll tell me about the horse racing or the horse riding. And especially they'll send me some pictures of him and Grandpa out riding the horses because Grandpa really likes to ride. Larry, 103 degrees. It don't matter if there's wind or not. It's hot. And I'm going to tell you this, Larry, and I'm going to get back to the kids, but Larry said he's been trimming trees for 3 days in 103-degree weather, but there was a breeze. Today he did it, and there was no breeze, and it was hot. Me and my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law, Ray, who passed away a couple years ago, that we really prayed to get him on the special beds. He used to fight with me, and he used to tell me 100 degrees is hotter than Arizona than it is in Illinois. And I look at him and I said, 100 degrees is 100 degrees. I don't care where you are. And I don't care. There is no place you can go and be in 100-degree weather that isn't hot. And, I've talked to Patriot Savior, and I know it's hot in Arizona. I know people love to live there, but I love hot weather. But come on. They don't get any breaks when it's really a decent weather. But I'm still a firm believer. I'm going to talk about the weather in a little bit. I'm going to go back to the kids. Patriot Wyatt Earp and Patriot Karate Kid. Brave boys. Howdy, Mike, Joe, Jeffrey, Karen. I welcome everybody here to the show tonight. Your mom and dad, there are parents that love their children, which all of our parents do here, our grandparents. Speaking of grandparents, Jana having Patriot Princess, our queen, and Patriot Hunter. And I'm telling you, there's a grandma that is especially proud of her kids. But then we can go a step further in Patriot Boogs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. Is there any grandparent that speaks more of his kids, his grandkids, than the Stick Man? Stick Man, are you okay, buddy? You haven't been doing, I know you're missing your buddy, Jimmy. Jimmy hasn't been on, and the Stick Man took a break. I'm just teasing you, my friend. Ron says you run out of sticks. We're just having fun here tonight, buddy. Because we have to have fun. We have to figure some way to ease the pain of what we're going through. Patriot Leona and Patriot Leland, I will always love them names the same way that I'm going to love Sarah's new children. The little girl's going to be named Renee, and the little boy's going to be named Larry. Could it be named anything else? Could they be named anything else? No. No way, no how. Patriot 17 and Patriot Cutie Pie from Ukraine. They still just ask. Julia said to me, all they want is to be able to go outside and play. And I answered her in the letter, and I said, that's not all they want. Cutie Pie wants ice cream. She loves ice cream. Pardon me? And Ron says 17 is watching the World Cup. He loves football. When he gets here, we're going to teach him what real football is. We're going to show him how when a man hits somebody in football, sometimes they don't get up. This little running around in these little bitty, this football they're playing now in this World Cup. They run around their little bitty shorts. They run around. Some people never even touch the ball the whole game. Kind of reminds me when me and Ron used to play sandlot basketball. We never wanted to be on our brother Russ's side because you never touched the ball. He was always open. I said, my God, you got a girl guarding you. And I'm not cutting girls down. But the only reason she was playing was because she was cute. Or when we're playing football, he'd be the wide receiver and I'd be the quarterback. And I'd throw a pass to one of the girls just to let them be part of the game, because that's what you want to do. You want to keep playing, so you got to have the girls to play, because we didn't have enough boys. And I'd throw him a pass, and he'd come back to the dugout, the huddle, and he'd go, I was open. Well, I hope he was open. He was being guarded by a peg leg over there, or little peewee, you know. And it was so funny, because these are stories that whenever he starts to get high and mighty, I'll look at him and say, but you was open, Russ. You was open. We used to play basketball, guys, kids. We used to play basketball in this barn. It was about the size lengthwise of Ron's living room, maybe his living room and the bedroom behind it. And it was about as wide. It was a court. It was 2 baskets. You take one dribble and you could shoot inside the 3-point line. But every place in the barn, my brother Russ, he was open. He was open. And I'm thinking, I remember going under the basket to defend one day, and Ron was on my team, and I looked at him, I says, is it me, or is Russ the only one in this barn that ever gets open? And see, it's things like that, it's stories like that, guys. Kids, you need to start creating stories like this, because this is what it's about. New Zealand's birthday, huh? Happy birthday, New Zealand. Happy birthday to you. We hope you have many more when you come be part of the United States of America. So anyway, these kids, as Julia said, all they want to do is just go out and play and not have to worry about not being able to come back in the house. And you know why. Patriot Super Gymnast. I went over there tonight after I had to go to a funeral today, and went over there tonight. And when I went over there, she had just got out of the shower and just got dressed. She had some kind of I thought it was lipstick. I guess there's some new kind of stuff you put on, makes them shine. But the way she looked, she didn't look 12. And I stood there and I shook my head. And her grandmother, my ex-wife, seen her, and she shook her head. And I said, when did she grow up? I mean, she did not look 12. Hi, Diane. Patriot 7. I tell you, I love my grandkids. I never have ever attempted to lay a finger on my grandkids. I'll take the blame if they do something wrong, but he did something the other day to my daughter, and it's a good thing my daughter stepped in between me and him, because he just might have got his rectum rocket, my hand on it. I mean, he's a good kid. He's a great kid, but he's at that age where he thinks his crap don't stink. And one of these days, I'm going to grab his underwear and hold it to his nose and show him it does. He's preparing for vacation tomorrow. They're leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll be going over taking care of their dogs. And not only is it a vacation for them, but it's also a vacation for their dogs, because their dogs know that when Grandpa Ralph goes over there, they'll be taken care of. I swear they was trying to talk to me today, telling me what kind of treats to get them. Yesterday was New Zealand's native. Okay. Thank you for telling us that. Patriot Small Hank. He got sick last night. Truthfully, I'll tell you a story, guys, about Small Hank. He had his martial arts last night. But before they went to martial arts, it was 90-some degrees here. It was humid. Probably felt like it was 110. And his dad looks at him and says, come on, let's go for a walk. His dad never asked him to go for a walk before they go someplace. But he asked him, let's go for a walk. He said, hey, get a big drink before you go. Get some juice. And he gets a big, and he downs it. So now, he said, hold on a second. His dad gives him a glass of chocolate milk, juice and chocolate milk, going out in 90-some degree weather with high humidity. After walking for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, the heat was taking its toll, and small Hank Jim, he lost it. Well, see, now, since he throws up and he loses it, he can't go to martial arts because we have a rule when you're involved in a club like that, when you're going to school, you can't be around kids for 24 hours if you throw up. Now, that was not a sickness of throwing up. That was a sickness that my son decided. He didn't want to drive 25 miles to martial arts, wait for an hour and a half there, and then drive 25 miles home. It'd be a lot easier to get his kid sick. Now, what's funny about that, he was so sick, but shortly after he got sick, me and him was out in the pool swimming. It's amazing what modern medicine from a grandfather can do. Patriots small gymnast. My daughter just had 2 days of garage sales with my ex-wife. They have fun days over in their town this week, and they had 2 days of garage sale, and they got rid of a lot of stuff that they didn't need. They donated it. And in having the 2 days of the garage sale, gymnast, super gymnast, 7, and small gymnast, they put up a stand where they sold lemonade to the people coming. And hey, both days was hot, humid. They not only sold up lemonade, but they bought one of these popcorn machines like you get the popcorn you get when you go to the movies. And they made up a whole thing of that. And they got the popcorn bags. And they were selling it for 25 cents a bag. They couldn't hardly keep it in. So the day they sold it for 50 cents a bag. In the 2 days, the 3 kids split $48. They got $16 for just sitting out there selling lemonade. But I was disappointed because I went over there today after I went to a funeral, and I wanted a glass of lemonade, and they weren't made, didn't have none made. And even though their mom said, "He come over here for a glass," I was going to give them each $5 to go on vacation. I hadn't done my check. I hadn't been to the bank, so I didn't have a lot of money. And I'm glad they didn't get it for me because I didn't have 3 $5 bills. I forgot. Uncle Ron was supposed to give it to me, but he forgot too. But what I'm saying, the kids we have in this group, you're great kids. But we're having a kind of summer to get outside. Have fun. You know, just get outside and have some fun. And I want to thank everybody for their birthdays today, and I hope you had a great birthday today, yesterday, or tomorrow. And that concludes tonight's version of the kids show. This show is not made for you kids, so unless you have parents' permission, grandparents, or great-great-grandparents, legal guardians, anybody that can give you permission, you can't not watch this show because it might get just a little. I'm upset about some things, kids, and I'm going to express it to the adults now. The music we played is for entertainment purposes only. We have no legal rights to it. We play it because it's kind of become our theme song. If I talk about anything else tonight, money or whatever, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you my opinion, and you can take it and do something with it, or you can take it as a grain of salt. Like, what is he talking about? 5 by 5 by 5. What is that? That usually means clarity is good. Okay. Holy moly, Jeffrey. He had steak and mushrooms, fried taters, and green beans for supper. Well, I hope your wife cooked it for you. So, anyway, tonight's show, I was talking to Ron last night. I have not listened to Bruce. Marianne wasn't available last night, and I just can't get myself to go on and listen to Sue and Bob and then Bruce spends more time talking about Sue and Bob's programs. After Sue does her program, Bruce will take 5 minutes, 10 minutes and recap what she said. And then when he finishes his program, he goes back to Sue's program. He spends more time on Sue's program than he does It should be called, I don't know. I don't understand why it's Bruce in a big call because he rarely says anything. But anyway, I haven't listened to him. I know there's some things out there, but with our weather here today, and I had a funeral to attend, and even though I wasn't super close, hey, Mac, Papa G, good to see you, Diane, VA. Even though I wasn't really close with this girl, we started going to school together 58, 59 years ago. I seen her 4 years ago, 4 years ago at our 50th high school reunion. We had a nice talk. She was the wife of one of my better friends in school, a young man that died way too early in 2006. Thank you, Diane. Here, you can get a good see of it. There you go. I like it too. My shirt. Ron's got a very patriotic shirt on today. But things I want to talk about is not so much the people that's doing the shows, guys, because we're putting too much emphasis on time. They're not going to give us the time. They're not going to give us the time frame. But me and Ron were talking last night. One of the things I said to him, I said, when do you think this is really going to happen? You know, Diane, Janet, Myrna, when do you think Joe Phillips, this is going to happen? And I said, what about the 17th? Anybody got anything to say? I can't get my camera over to him to show you him. He's sitting across the room, and I'd have to pick up my computer and show it over there. But anyway, I said, do you think the 17th? He said, why? And I said, well, Patriot Savior, lady that she has a name because she saved our show. She doesn't come on much, but she, this lady is up most of the time all night long getting information, sharing with everybody on Telegram, on Messenger, wherever she can share it, she does, and she's an amazing woman. But she believes in this other calendar, and it's 13 days different. So if July 4th was July 4th, on the other calendar, it would be July 17th would be July 4th. Is that maybe when they're going to come out? Kevin? Is that when they're going to come out and actually call it? Remember, because whenever we've been told, do you remember Expert 1871 and Janet and Jeffrey and Ian, Papa G? Do you remember they've always said it has to happen twice? Well, we've already had July 4th. Now, the 17th would be July 4th on the other calendar. It would be happening twice. Do you think that the hat might come out with a special announcement? And that's when we really get going. Now, does that mean that we can't reevaluate? Does that mean we can't get other things? No, we can get a lot of things done. But the reason I don't like to talk about dates is I'll go watch these shows and I'm gonna use Bruce. On Tuesday night, Bruce said, I have from very reliable source, if we don't get the 800 numbers today, we'll get them tomorrow or Thursday. And as soon as he said that, and Marianne told me what he said, I wrote her a message and I said, and Thursday night he'll say, if we don't get them today, we'll get them Thursday or Friday, or we'll get them Friday or Saturday, or it could be Monday or Tuesday for sure. Anybody wants to go back and listen to Bruce for the last 2 months, he says the same thing. Why keep saying it over and over? Say, we're going to get the numbers when we get the numbers. Now, I seen a little something that they're questioning if Mr. Cottrell is actually real. Is he going to be the one that puts the codes in? God, I forgot about Mr. Cottrell, to be honest with you. It's been so long ago, and he says the same thing all the time, and I don't listen to Mark Z much anymore. See, people who's come on here and have become very wealthy at the cost of us. Not me, because I won't give them that money. But there's so many people that have lost so much money to pay these people. And the only thing I hope is DJT 4547 keeps his words, and the people that use this system to become wealthy, they get their currency taken away from them. Now, they're not going to get their other stuff taken away from them, but to take advantage. Take Sue, for instance. She sold a program. 5 years ago, she started selling a program. She sold 5 or 6 programs, the same thing, updated it. But does she go back to the first group of people that bought that? No. If they want the new program, they got to rebuy it. And there has been people that's bought every program because they're so starved and so needing. So starved and so needing to get this through. So when it will happen, I don't know. Will it happen? I believe yes. I would not be here if I did not believe. So, as I said, our lights are flickering here. So I'm going to move on. It's hot. See what we do have. Paul White, who is known as Gold Eagle, says it's showtime. Long love the Republic. He also goes on to say, the Constitution upheld not by the, it's gone. I can't read it, so I won't be able to say no more about that. Gitmo is full. The banks are gone, and the reckoning is here. Axel Besa. Soon at any moment, a turn of events will trigger unbelievable. Our entire government will be invalidated. The storm has arisen. Something big is coming. The shift is here. It's done. Follow and share. Wolverine, I guess, has come out and said Tier 4A bondholders getting paid. This is awesome news. He is in Australia, so he is ahead of us in time. Next is Tier 4B. So yes, if Tier 4A has been paid, that is a great thing. Tier 4B ISO 2022. The event should be about 3 days based on Bay of Pigs. The 10-day shutdown of Earth and activation of military EBS to TV and radios worldwide. At the same time, all governments worldwide will be stood down, as well as further arrest. We will then be having GES-ARA blockchain elections. We will be having governments 10% the size of what they are currently, all new people. Quantum GES-ARA, aka Trumpsaria, quantum financial system, quantum voting system, quantum healing, quantum physics, quantum internet. Everything is going quantum. NESARA states rainbow treasury notes backed by precious metals, adding quantum Starlink and ISO 222 internationally regulated USA coins, also backed by metals. QFS blockchain, no longer like the way we do it. Quantum internet. The internet is rebooted. No more Microsoft. Everything wiped. The current internet operation Mockingbird, same as TV, newspapers, etc., will not be anywhere near the same. One news channel, etc. All media / papers is owned by the Mossad, all being removed, all private intelligence owned by the UK royals to be removed. No more Mossad, Five Eyes, CIA, etc. Only intelligence will be military intelligence. MOAB equals global currency reset 1950s and precious metal standards and quantum GESARA and D class of everything on the earth. When we talk about money, guys, Kevin and Joe and Myrna and Ian and Lady Anita, Kuzmo 65, Nikki NZ17, Flying Eagles. We got some new people on tonight. But when we talk about money, what does it matter what we get? Remember, I've talked about we're supposed to get $100,000 a month for 12 years. Comes to $13.2 million. Kevin, Janet, Joe Phillips, are you guys good with numbers? If we get over 11 years or 12 years, whatever it is, $13.2 million, $100,000, just say $100,000 a month. What is that if we go to 50s prices? If we go to 50 prices, what is it? I stopped by McDonald's on my way home from Patriots 7's ball game a little while back. I already had what I was going to cook for supper for me and Ron. I just wanted to get us some French fries. I've heard McDonald's has been cleaned up, and I, as a kid, loved McDonald's French fries. I walked in and I looked at them and I said, I want 2 large French fries with a little extra salt on them to go. I wanted a little extra salt, but I said I want them made fresh because I have a little bit of a ride, so the hotter the better, so they'll still be warm by the time I get home. The lady looked at me and said, that'll be $9.94, sir. I said, excuse me? And she said, $9.94. I said, for 2 large French fries. And she said, yes, sir. I said, you're joking, right? No. I said, cancel my French fries. And I shook my head, and the guy behind me said, terrible, isn't it? And the gentleman, I could tell, was about my age. And I said, well, let me tell you a story about McDonald's. When I was 10 years old, I went to my very first White Sox game, Myrna and Kevin and Bill. On the way home, we stopped at the original McDonald's in Bradley, Illinois. I got 3 hamburgers, 4 French fries, and a Coke. And got change back for my $1. 3 hamburgers, 4 French fries, and a Coke. And now today, for 2 large French fries, they want $9.94. I was 10 years old. It was 1964. So if the prices you could get under $1, 3 hamburgers, 4 French fries, and a Coke, it was even lower in the 50s. I can't talk a lot about what the prices were in the 50s. I was born in 54, so I was only 5 years old. The next day that Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper faked their death. That'll get people talking. So I don't know the 50s prices. I remember some about the 60s prices where when you went into a store, if you had a dime, you could get a lot of candy. Our little tavern, me and my dad would go down every Saturday night and get a 6-pack of pop. That was our treat for the week for later watching a movie for Lawrence Welk. Whatever my mom decided we was watching, but we watched it as a family. A 6-pack of pop, no matter what kind you wanted, 55 cents. I would get a bottle of pop to drink because I would go with my dad. Ron and Russ was older. They didn't want to go. I would get that, and I would get a bag of Chesty Ruffle potato chips, the best potato chip ever made, for 15 cents. My dad would get a draft beer because he didn't drink much beer. But while I drank my pop, he'd drink a draft beer. And a draft beer, a pop, and a bag of potato chips would cost us a whole quarter. And the thing of it is, how I used to get money is all my friends had money. My best friend, his dad was the richest person in our county. So when they was trying to wine and dine the girls, they'd go to the tavern store, whatever you wanted to call it, and they'd get their pop. And sometimes they'd get 2, and sometimes they'd get 3. But when they finished them, they just threw the bottles. And I'd watch where they threw them. I'd go pick them up, and I'd take them back and get 2 or 3 cents deposit. Kevin, Lady Anita, Jeffrey, Flying Eagle. Back then, you had to do what you want to do. But the reason I'm telling these stories is because if we get $100,000 a month, that $100,000 a month is going to be probably equivalent to $1 million a month today, maybe more. Just a regular small fry that night at McDonald's was $3. For a regular small fry, $3. And I got 3 burgers, 4 fries, and a drink for under $1. Can you imagine Lady Anita and Janet and Bill and anybody who's on here who has kids or grandkids taking your kid out to a meal and not breaking the bank? My daughter just stopped at a place the other night when we were coming home from going to the movies, taking her kids out shopping to get them stuff for their vacation. She bought a chef salad, a chicken chef salad at this place. $10.99 for a salad. And I relate to this salad because the same place many years ago, me and Ron went on this strict diet. We was actually buying the food, but we could eat salad. And we would go to this place and we would have a salad while my mom had to have the chicken. She didn't care. She didn't care that she was eating that chicken. We didn't care either. But them salads back then was $1.25, $1.50. So yes, we are into something really, really special here. Let me see what else I got. Actually, we've been doing a show longer tonight than I anticipated. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Okay. Bruce did say that he did find something from Tuesday night. There's an estimated 1.2 million Zim holders based on who purchased and who was gifted Zim. So they can only guess. Another thing is they had something said about projects. And if you are a Zim holder and do not have projects, would be limited on the amount you receive from the Zim. We do not get limited on your projects. If you have Zim and have projects, great. I hope you do. Bruce hopes that everyone who has Zim has something very positive to do. I want to kind of elaborate on the Zim. I know some people here have it. Some people say they want to work with our group. The Zim is just like everything else. There's so many people telling us what we're going to get, and nobody knows. The one thing I think I'm kind of sure of with the Zim is, yes, it's going to get you well, first of all, Kevin, if we're going to go back to the 50 prices, why would your work prices stay the same? What company could afford to keep a business going, Kevin, if they had to pay $20 an hour and they weren't getting, no. If we're going back to the 50 prices, it just isn't for the food. It just isn't for the cars. It's for everything. When I started work as a 19-year-old, I was making $2.25 an hour. These baseball players that you see on TV, the basketball players, their lives are going to change, but they're going to change for the better because they're going to learn how to value money. Contracts will be torn up, and you'll play more or less sports for the fun of it again. Oh, I can go back when I was young and Pete Rose wanted to be the first ball player that just hit doubles and singles to make $100,000 a year. Now, if you offer a player $100,000 a year, they laugh at you. There's no such thing as just $100,000 a year. The minimum wage for baseball players is, I think, over $500,000 a year. But no, you're asking me to come on, use logic. I'm using logic. You're the one not using logic because you think that a company can afford to pay $20 an hour for you to go to work. No, you're going to go back to making $1.15 an hour. I'm going to tell you, my daughter just seen something about detasseling corn. They had job openings for detasseling corn, $12 an hour, and kids don't want to do it. Wow. $12 an hour. Working in the workforce, it took me almost 15 years to get to $12, but things were cheaper. So when we go back to the 50s prices, and I'll answer it this way too. If you want me to use logic, I don't care if we go back to the 50 prices. I don't care what we say. If they're going to give me $100,000 a month, if they're going to give me the money for the revaluation and everything I have, I don't care what the prices are. I can remember my brother Ron and my brother Russ started at a place that used to make the socks for pretty much all area. I mean, this was a huge factory that made socks. It was called the Bear Brand. They started at $1 and a dime an hour. So no, if we're going to go back to 15-cent hamburgers, we're also going to go back to 75 cents an hour. I'm just saying what I'm seeing and reporting. I didn't mean it that I wasn't using logic, because simple logic says, how can you pay a baseball player $100 million to play for 5 years, but then the seat to go to the game is only going to cost $1.50? It can't be done. So when we turn back the clock on one thing, we turn it back on the other. And like I said, I'm going to have plenty of money. I don't care. So I do use my logic. But thank you for bringing that subject up and give me something to talk about. I do believe Zim holders will get an opportunity to go and get on special beds first. They can tell their projects, and so many people, everybody will be able to take 6 people. But see what I'm hearing, I choose 6 people. I choose my brother Ron. I choose my grandson Liam because he has bad allergies. I pick the guy that used to live next door to here. And I pick my 6, but see what I'm hearing, since they're part of my 6 and part of my team, then they get to pick 6. And then they get to pick 6. So you're not ruining your family reputation. You're just helping people. And like I said, what we're talking about here is just all hearsay. None of us really know the 800 number concept. Now, here's something I did want to talk to about the bad people going to GITMO. They had made up they were going to do this AI to do the trials. I don't know if you guys seen this article, but they was going to do AI. They had approved it and everything. They didn't want to have jurors in this. The AI was going to find you guilty or not guilty. And I guess there was someone here the other day that was guilty of sin on a lot of things, and AI said they was innocent. Now, the good part about it is they beat that rap, but they think they're home free. But no, they have 3 other charges that they're going to be charged on. So they're probably still going to end up in HE double toothpicks. Back to the Future, 88 miles per hour. Yes. Nikki is 88, my favorite com. Get your silver before it's unaffordable. I tell you myself personally, instead of going out and buying silver at the price it is, if you want to spend some money, I say go out and get your XRP and XLM. And I am not a financial advisor, but I truthfully believe there's your babies. I really do. Buy a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever you can afford. I mean, XRP, the last I checked, was $1.15 and XLM was 15 cents. If you take $20 for each one of them, you could be set up for life. But the whole thing is, guys, we got so much money coming in. We are about ready to experience the largest transformation of wealth in the history of the world. And right now, our lights are flickering. I am going to call it a night. I'm sorry I'm leaving so quick, but I want to walk outside before it rains and get a little fresh air and cool off a little bit. It's hot in here. So that being said, have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll get some good news and we'll move forward. Everyone have a great weekend. Dear Lord, as we come to the end of tonight's show, let it be time. Let it be us, Lord. Let it be our time for you to take us to this magical world that you've always wanted. We've worked very hard for you, Lord. Take after all of the people. Look after my family as they embark on their vacation. Get them down there safe and bring them home safe. And when they're at the ocean, keep them safe. And look after all of us, Lord, as we come to you, pray to you, and talk to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. Happy weekend.